how are you doing? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the No Ordinary Life podcast. It's great to have you on here. Now, before I continue, I just wanted to share a little bit on No Ordinary Life. No Ordinary Life is a careers motivation platform with the aim to inspire, to motivate, and encourage people in their personal growth and career development so that they achieve their goals and dreams. My name is Claudia Newton, and I'm the host and founder of No Ordinary Life. Before I continue to do the introduction of our guests, please make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're watching this on YouTube, and also if you're watching this on any other platform, please hit the closest button to subscribe to receive more of our content. Thank you very much. Also, we are a non-profit and social enterprise, so please make sure you check out our store, which is on our link tree, and the details are going to be on the screen if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're not watching this on YouTube, then I will spell it out or say it out for you. It is linktr.ee/no ordinary life altogether. Now that includes the links to all our content, including our website, our store, registration for our events, any announcements that we have, so on and so forth. So without further ado, let's get into the introduction. Hi everyone, welcome to No Ordinary Life. My name is Claudia and I'm the host of this podcast. In today's episode, we're going to be speaking with someone special. She's going to introduce herself very shortly. October is Mental Health Awareness Month all over the world, and also with No Ordinary Life, we're very passionate about mental health because it's all about personal development. Today's episode is actually going to be a series, and I'll encourage you to make sure that you subscribe to our channel, No Ordinary Life TV, because there's so much more to come. I'm so excited for today's episode. I'm just pumped. She's going to be introducing herself, but she comes all the way from Uganda. So all my Ugandans, make sure that you share this. It's going to be great. And she's our very first guest from Uganda. Rebecca, your very first guest from Uganda. So this is amazing. First of firsts. And yes, so without further ado, I'm going to hand over to our special guest, and then we will do our icebreaker activity, which I'm even more excited about. So Rebecca, over to you.
Okay, hi everyone. Thank you so much, Claudia, for having me. I was so honored when you reached out to me and asked me to do this with you, especially on the aspect of mental health, which I'm passionate about. My name is Rebecca Najjuma, and I currently stay in the northern region of Uganda. I am a mental health counselor and also a mental health content writer. And one of the things that I love doing is holding people's hands when they're on their healing journey and helping them see past their wounds, transforming their lives beyond what they expected. Sometimes people come to you with one thing, but then I always love it when they walk away with so much more than what they bargained for. So the healing, helping them know more about their emotions, how to master their thoughts, so that they're able to live a really transforming and fulfilling life. Yeah, so that's what I do.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for that introduction. As tradition, we always do an icebreaker. So without keeping you in too much suspense, Rebecca, this icebreaker is going to be answering as many questions out of 10 in 1 minute, in 60 seconds.
Oh, good.
So I hope you're ready. I want to share my screen and put the timer on. So let me try and do that. Share screen. Are you ready?
I don't have to be ready.
All right.
Oh my God. Okay.
I'll try not to be nervous because I'm even nervous for you. Okay, no pressure. I'll ask the question first and then I'll start the timer so that it's less crazy.
Okay.
Okay. Question number 1. What is your favorite quote?
Oh, good. It's so funny. Oh, good. This way. Very good. Life is what you make it.
Okay. Question number 2. What is your favorite holiday destination?
Um, I dream of going to Hawaii.
Hawaii. Okay.
Yeah,
Question number three. Your favorite meal, whether local or international?
definitely local matoke and small fish.
Okay. Your favorite animal?
Tiger? Maybe
Okay.
because my son loves it.
Okay. Your favorite. Oh, okay. Now I'm even getting nervous. I'm getting nervous for you.
I know.
Okay. I think because of me, I'll go back maybe 10 seconds. I'll give you back 10 seconds.
Okay, thank you.
Let's go back a bit. Yeah, that's nerve-wracking. I wouldn't want to be
Okay,
you. Okay, I'm giving you
okay,
10 seconds. I'll ask a question first so that we can,
okay.
yeah. Okay. Your favorite, your favorite color.
Dark blue?
Okay. So if you had a superpower, what would it be?
Healing.
Okay. Oh, fantastic. Wow, amazing. I believe that was 10 out of 10. Well done.
Oh my God. I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, there you go. We have definitely
Okay.
broken the ice. Now you not be nervous anymore.
Yeah. That really did the trick.
Yes, that's exactly why we do
Okay.
that, so that people can feel relaxed before they go into the main section of the
Yeah.
interview. All right,
Mm,
fantastic. Actually, I'll go a little bit more into one of the questions. Your favorite animal is a tiger. Is there a particular
yeah.
reason why a tiger is your favorite animal? I was just asking if it represents maybe like a trait that you have, maybe your personality, you feel like it's a bit more related to the tiger, the lion, the cat's family. Some people do that.
I have never thought about relating myself to one animal before, though it will be easy to say maybe a lion
Mm.
until my 5-year-old. He loves tigers. So if at all he's making that sound like girl or, something like that, it's always a tiger. So one day I asked him why a tiger, and he told me it runs so fast and it is really strong. And I asked him, why not the lion? And
Mm.
then he told me, everyone likes the lion. So for me, it's the tiger. So that's why
Ah.
it was very easy for me to say it's a tiger because my son loves it and he thinks a tiger is special.
Wow. Insightful. I'm
He-
already getting inspired to be different, to be unique, and to
Yeah.
identify something different about something. Okay, amazing. All right, so my first official question is what inspired you to pursue counseling and how did your journey begin?
While growing up, I really loved a lot of self-development books, anything to do with growth, but never for once did I ever think that I will end up in the mental health department. And it was until 2022, between 2022 to 2024, those were the life-wrecking years of my life. So the challenge that I really had during that time is as I was battling depression, I was the same time battling to hide it, like to live with it without anyone noticing. And most of the people around me were so focused on advising me, telling me to love myself, make certain decisions, but not being there for me the way I would have wanted there to be for me. At some point, I told a friend that I needed to see a psychiatrist or a therapist, someone professional. And the lady I saw was good at what she did, but she wasn't different from my friends who were simply advising me without helping me understand my emotions because they were deeper than what I was only showing.
Mm,
So I dived into studying mental health myself, learning about depression, anxiety, trying to develop that sense of awareness that goes beyond what was on the surface. So the more that I dived deep, the more I realized that most of the counseling that happens, especially in my country, is basic. We look at the wound, but we don't look beneath the wound. So I decided to turn my own healing into a whole career now. So I said, why not extend the same to others?
Mm.
Because I did it differently for myself, I can do it differently for others too.
Okay, okay, okay. Wow, that's amazing. And then
Yeah.
before you went on this journey into counseling, we're careers motivation platform. What did you see yourself doing before you had depression in terms of career wise? What did you want to be?
I really wanted to be a human resource manager because I thought it was cool. And it was, if you landed a job in human resource, it would pay you well. But I can't say it was a career from passion. The way I feel about mental health now, this is passion. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I think there's some alignment between a human resource manager and a counselor. Um, maybe. I think there is because it's to do with people. So you're not entirely away from that side. Definitely.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have a blog called Bridges of Bonding, and I wanted to find out your blog writing process. You can correct me if I said the name of the blog wrong. Um, Myself, I'm a blogger, so I'm very interested in blogging. But yourself as a mental health counselor, what ideas influence your blog writing? I mentioned to you when I spoke with you the first time that I love the fact that you talk about different things, life, relationships, faith. So what influences this and how do you start writing blogs?
First of all, I started Bridges of Bonding as a public love letter to me, honestly. I
Mm,
was having issues with relationships, so I wanted to learn, evolve, and transform in that aspect, whether it meant romantic friendships, how I related with people that I was doing business with, and then my parenthood as well. So I started it as a way of sharing the lessons that I'm learning, the mistakes that I'm making, something like that. So whenever I'm writing, the ideas are always sparked by a personal experience
mhm,
or an experience that I've seen a friend go through. And now that I'm in the mental health space, I really come across so many people struggling with so much that I have similar challenges that most of us go through every day.
mm,
So that's where usually the ideas start from. And
mm,
while I'm writing, I always make sure I use a conversational tone that people can relate to. I love writing in a way that if a 10-year were to land on my blog, they would clearly understand what I mean without struggling so much.
mm. Wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow. I love the fact that you said you started your blog as a love letter to yourself. That's really reaffirming. You probably mentioned it, but you have a growing audience. Have you had any sort of feedback from people about your blog and maybe how it's changed or how it's made them feel better? If you're able to share any of those feedback.
Yes, there is one particular blog I made about friendship. During that season, I had lost a friend, not by death, but
Mm,
we had sort of parted ways. And that made me reflect on both what happened on her side and what happened on mine. What would I have done better? Are there times when we have to fight for a relationship? And are there times when we have to let it go with no resentment, but we just let it go in a healthy way? And it sparked conversations that ended up in my email where two people were struggling with the same thing during that same time. Another gentleman was reflecting on a 10-year friendship that he lost.
mm,
And it's in moments like this that make me feel like, okay, all of us humans go through similar scenarios, and we just need a chance to talk about it, to release that.
mm. Yeah, a form of release. Yes, exactly. Wow, amazing. So for yourself as a right now as a mental health counselor, how do you look after your own mental health while supporting other people?
Well, that's a good question. As my first day to attend a lecture, because I decided to go back to school and become an officially certified trauma-informed counselor
Mm,
a few months ago. And the first thing that our lecturer told us was every therapist sometime goes through what we call secondary trauma, whereby you sit with the patient and they tell you problems and you start carrying them as your own. And if at all you also went through similar scenarios, you might find when you are re-traumatized all over again. So the question is, we carry so many people's emotions, so many people's challenges. We have empathy because that's the most important quality a therapist might have, empathy, trying to understand. But now, who holds the therapist?
Mm.
Who heals the therapist?
Wow.
You're helping others heal, but who heals you?
Mm.
So that moment scared me, but I also learned from it. So whenever I sit in sessions with my clients, I understand them. I'm there for them because I would say I'm a therapist who was once broken. And I can't say I've totally healed, but I'm still healing. So I understand what it means. But after the session, I handle those emotions back to my clients, not in a way that I handle this back to you, but I take some time to myself after every session to reassure myself that this is not my pain. I understand it, but I'm here to help them heal because if I break, now who is going to serve the other? So that's a way of me taking care of my mental health while helping others at the same time.
That's really inspiring. That's really inspiring. Okay, so a good follow-up question to that will be, you've mentioned some of them already, but what practices would
Hmm.
you say help you stay grounded and emotionally well?
Hmm. Some of the practices that help me stay grounded and emotionally well. I would say I've come to a point where I practice a lot of mindfulness.
Mm.
I'm always attentive to the thoughts that go through my mind every day.
Mm.
So I learn to show myself grace the same time. I don't be so hard on myself. I'm not so soft, but I don't over squeeze myself the way I used to. So it helps me keep that balance mentally.
Mm.
One of the things I love about me is I love me. I don't like worship me, but I love me. So I really take good care of myself, my spirit, my body, my mind, and
Mm.
my soul. And one of the other practice that really keeps me grounded the most, I give myself enough rest. No matter how hard a day is, no matter how stressful, depressing the day has been, before going to bed, I tell my mind that, Mister, whatever has happened today is ending today. Okay? So we are going to lay down on bed and we are going to sleep. And not even for a second are you going to think of what happened today. Whatever problems there is in the world, we are coming across them tomorrow. We are meeting them tomorrow and we'll figure things out tomorrow. So I always make sure that I rest.
Mm.
And those are the most important things that really keep me grounded, peaceful, even amidst the chaos.
Mm. Amazing. I love the fact that these are things that you do on a daily basis. Sometimes we tend to take care of ourselves on an occasional basis, like maybe on a weekly basis or once a month but I love the fact that you've incorporated taking care of your mental health as a daily routine and as part of your lifestyle. All right. How do you, as a trauma-informed counselor, how do you shape cultural, spiritual, or societal factors of how people view mental health?
Okay, let me talk about Africa, or let me actually just talk about Uganda in particular. Though I've had so many, I've done research since I write blogs for a mental health organization as well,
Mm.
and I've done research about how we Africans view mental health.
Mm.
When it comes to the culture context, when we talk about mental health, the first impression that usually people have is a mad person walking naked on the street. But actually, mental health is simply the well-being of the mind. It is
Yeah.
something each of us has, whether you're going through stress, anxiety, depression, frustration, irritation, you know, everything related to the mind, that is our mental health. So we have something we call tough parenting in Africa. I don't know whether you've ever heard about it, but it's so common. And the problem with tough parenting is that kids are raised with little or no awareness of what mental health means. When I say little awareness of what mental health means, it's not like a subject that, oh, they're going to sit them in class, but the awareness of their emotions. In simple things like telling a boy not to cry. And men grow up thinking that we are men, we don't cry, we don't feel. Feeling is for girls, you know? And then for the girls, they tell them you have to endure pain as a way of you being seen as a full woman. So mental health is not something that is really so much normalized. It's actually mostly destroyed in tough African homes.
Mm.
So children grow up with childhood trauma. They have not been shown love. They don't even know what love is. They have been neglected. They have been physically abused. They have no sense of self-worth, no self-esteem. And this is all mental health. So we have people who are showing in the community as normal, but when they are alone, they contemplate suicide. So it's just things are just starting to change of recent, where we are sort of normalizing mental health, that it is simply the well-being of the mind. Now, when it comes to the spiritual aspect, I've come across people who are so, how should I call it, staunch, or they are so much into the Bible, which is a good thing. They are so much close to God, which is a good thing. But there are certain things when we can't find all the help we need in the Bible. Because even God put some healers there to be able to help us understand some things. For example, you will be struggling with some behaviors, some patterns, some certain things are not working out in your life because of something that happened in the childhood. You need the answers for you to be able to heal that. But even though you read the Bible from the New Testament to the Old Testament, you won't find those answers. You will just be finding something that is helping you, not that pain. Yet if you incorporate therapy and you incorporate you add that up with the Bible, the spiritual aspect, you'll find better healing.
Yes.
So if at all you look at the culture, you look at how we look at the spiritual part of it, we look at how society looks at mental health, you realize that all we need to do is to bring together a place whereby we can have these talks about mental health freely without someone just thinking about a mad person walking on the street, without hiding under the Bible or under God to think that everything is okay. All we need is to pray. But sometimes all you need is someone to talk to release, to understand, someone to help you uncover the patterns, the behavior, the common choices that you've been making that might be stemming from something.
Amazing, 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 amazing. I love that. As people of faith, it's very important that we know these things, and we need to recognize that there are certain gifts that people have. One of my favorite scriptures is the one that talks about people having gifts of administration, people having gifts of encouragement. You know, God gives people gifts. Like if it wasn't needed, He wouldn't give it. So there's someone there who has a special gift for encouraging, and so that's why mental health and the mental health counselor and therapy is important. Thank you very much for shedding light on that. Okay, I only have a few more questions to go. This is is a question. So what are your thoughts on social media's impacts on mental well-being?
Social media. Uh, Let me start with this. The organization that I'm writing for currently is called Behind the Reels. And the way you hear its name, it's focusing on uncovering what goes on behind the reels,
Mm-hmm.
the happy faces that we see on the media, the glamorous lives that we see on the media. So if at all we see the glamorous lives on the media, why do we then see that that person commits suicide the next day? I mean, she just posted a video of herself very happy, very lively. She has whatever she needs. So why take her life? So this is the mission of the organization that I'm writing for. And here comes. Social media is like a double-edged sword. It can save you or it can destroy you.
Mm.
So let's say, let me assume that I'm a girl who loves herself. I love my look. My mental health is great. My emotional health is great. My physical health is great. I love my body. I love my career. I love everything about myself. And then I go on the social media platforms and I start looking at people who are doing much better than me. They have maybe the biggest behind, they have the prettiest face. You know, there is a way we rate beauty, the standards of beauty of late.
Yeah.
And then I start looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, oh my God, something must be wrong with me. Why don't I look like her?
Mm.
That comparison is the killer of joy. It starts destroying me slowly from the inside. Before I know it, the person who came on the social media platforms, happy, content, satisfied with whatever level of life she's at, I start getting into depression, anxiety. I stop loving myself. All of a sudden, I don't appreciate who I am. And what happens? I try keeping up with the trend. I try more. I lose myself. I stop appreciating me. I stop appreciating the way God created me. I engage in drugs or alcohol, anything. And before you know it, I fail. And that's when suicidal thoughts come in. And I'm like, okay, I think I'm done. So that is the bad part of social media. The second part of social media is it's a very good platform. We've seen people share stories. We've seen people build communities where people come together and support each other with encouragement, even money. I've seen people doing funding on social media. I've seen people build careers on social media. So
Mm.
it all depends on the mindfulness that you practice while using it.
Yeah.
If you use it in a way that is not so discerning on what is good for you, it's going to destroy you. But if
Mm.
at all you use it the right way, social media can as well be life-saving. That's why I call it a double-edged sword. It depends
Yeah.
on how you really hold it. Yeah. So
Mm. Mm. Very true. Yeah. Completely true. Double-edged sword. We know the positive side of social media, but we also see the negative side of social media. And unfortunately, suicide is one of them, especially suicide is one of them. Depression,
yeah.
so many things. Very last few questions. Who do you go to? You're the counselor, but who do you go to when you feel like you need someone to talk to? You mentioned practicing mindfulness and making sure that you go to bed, you release before you go to bed. But is there someone that you can talk to, support system? I guess that's what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah, my support system is my number one best friend. Actually, I have one best friend. Her name is Kathy. Yeah, I'm sure she would love it if she watches this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really usually go to her. She has held me so tight within the
Mm.
most breaking years of my life. So even though sometimes she's not able to offer advice or anything, just sitting with me, I go to her first. But speaking of mindfulness, I always encourage people to go to a particular person depending on the problem or the challenge. Okay. If at all it's something that I need advice on, definitely I will go to someone else.
Mm.
If at all it's about finances, I need to figure something out. If at all it's business, if at all it's a relationship issue, I'm always discerning on who to go to so that I don't feel bad when someone is not able to support me the way I would have wanted to be supported, simply because I wasn't thoughtful on who to go to.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically going to the right person.
Yes.
Okay. And shout out to your best friend if she's watching. I'm sure she's watching this. So shout out to her. Thank you for being the best, a good friend to Rebecca. Okay. Final
Thank you.
question. Um, how can we as a society, social media platform, how can we make therapy or counseling and mental health support more accessible and less stigmatized?
This one, let me start from where it all starts, and this is in our homes.
Mm.
I always advocate for healthy parenting, paying attention to how we raise our children. Now, like I'm a mother to two kids, and I practice a lot of attention to the words that I say to them,
Mm.
to how I react when they do something wrong, because that's where it all begins. And now we bring it to society, where society has to understand the real meaning of what mental health is and not stigmatize it. For people to start speaking out freely about what they feel, regardless of the gender, men or women. Okay. And also, when it comes to social media, this is really a tricky one. But the first thing to always do is to practice a lot of mindfulness. I would emphasize that when you're approaching social media. I love how people have come up to spread, I don't know whether I should call it the gospel or doing different initiatives to normalize conversations about mental health.
Mm,
Most of our help, most of the immediate support system, it comes from family, community, and then schools. One of the things that will make me happy one day, it's when they introduce mental health subjects in schools, where they teach these young ones about their emotions. What are emotions? How do I handle my emotions? What are
mm,
thoughts? How do I control my thoughts? How do I get to know them? Things
mm,
like that. And then finally, I would add something to my fellow counselors, therapists. I really encourage in Uganda, particularly, they love advising. We love advising because we think that's the way to go. But sometimes that's actually not what someone needs. Sometimes someone needs someone to lead them into understanding who they are,
mm,
help them build the awareness, the emotional awareness,
yeah.
the mental awareness.
Mm,
Let them build that emotional intelligence. Let them get to know themselves better. So instead of giving just advice, give them a transforming space that looks beyond the wounds.
wow.
So that's what I would say.
You've broken it down so well. I love the last bit on transforming space, giving people a transforming space. Um, yeah, it's very much needed. Thank you so much for saying that. And it's almost the end of our conversation. It's been so insightful. I wish this could go on for longer. But thank you so much for your time, Rebecca. And finally, can you please share how people can reach you on social media? Yeah.
Well, currently I use more of LinkedIn. My handle is Rebecca Najjuma. If at all you find me, you'll see this very face. I don't wear heavy makeup, so always easy to identify. And then Bridges of Bonding, my blog.